Hello folks! Did you know about a country called Chile in Latin America? Chile, yes! And just as Italy looks like a boot, Chile looks like a chili pepper. A country with many curiosities, the country where we were all born. If you have not seen the documentary about how we got from Chile to Canada, I left the link for you to watch. But not now, because now we will know this curious, remote, isolated, beautiful and sometimes dangerous country. Yes, dangerous. Intro. Chile is a long country, about 4,300 kilometers. They say it is the longest country in the world. But is it true? As you know, the Earth is round. Excuse me, flat earthers, is round. So, when you transfer this circumference to a plane or map, you necessarily deform it. And to know the actual dimensions, let's go to the truesize.com. It is a website where you can compare the size of the countries. Considering that deformation, we are going to take Chile and we are going to put in Europe. And yes, it's pretty long. It is longer than all countries in Africa, longer than China, Australia, and the United States. Let's see what happened with Canada. Proven, it's a very long country. But it's also narrow, of course, but how narrow? On average, it's about 180 kilometers wide. Look what happened if we compare one of the narrowest parts of Chile with Vancouver. It is skinny. Before the airplane was invented, it was an isolated country. It has the Andes mountain range on the eastern side, challenging to cross on foot or horseback. And in the north, there is a desert. But not just any desert, which is the driest on the planet. It is so dry that some of the most important astronomical observatories in the world were built there. It is that there are no so many clouds. It is the paradise of the astronomers. And not only astronomers, but movies and series have been filmed there, because it looks like a lunar or Martian landscape. In fact, in the series The First, the walks on Mars are actually in Chile. But Chile not only has deserts, but in the south of the country, we also have ice. Kilometers of ice. They are melting rapidly because of global warming, so hurry up if you want to meet them. Many don't know, but Easter Island, where the mysterious moais are built, is Chilean territory. It is far from the mainland, 3,700 kilometers. It is so far away that it is considered part of Polynesia in Oceania. For that reason and other things, many inhabitants of Easter Island do not like the idea of being Chilean. But Chile is not only in South America and Oceania, it's also in a third continent. Chile claims land in the Antarctic territory. Chileans live in Antarctica permanently. Argentina also claims domains in Antarctica, quite similar to those of Chilean. But they went further. The first human born in Antarctica was Argentine. But for the rest of the world, Antarctica belongs to no one. Or everyone. It is not easy living there anyway, because the Antarctic is 98% covered with ice, almost 2 kilometers thick, and has a temperature of up to 89 degrees below zero. But back to Chile. Do you know why it's called Chile? There are theories such as that is the sound made by a bird. One of the most common birds in Chile is the queltehue, and it is said that its song says the word Chile. Let's listen to it. Did you hear what Chile says? Me neither. The other theory says that we are Chile by a word of the Inca Empire, which was north of Chile. That means the end, because it was the last thing there was. Then the world ended. It's a joke. The world is round. Excuse me, flat earther. There are more theories, but no one has proven them. So why are we called Chile? What we do know is how our flag was born. This is the Chilean flag, which many say looks like suspiciously like this other flag. Did Chile copy Texas its flag? No. The Chilean flag is 21 years older, more than Texas flag. Did Texas copy us? Everything indicates that no, it was all a coincidence. Well, it's not a creative design. In Chile, the official language is Spanish, although several neighbors claim that we don't speak Spanish. They even make memes to make fun of our Spanish, but we want to avoid problems with our neighbors. We already have enough problems with the dangers of living in Chile. Yes, dangers. Let's see them. South America is on that they call the South American tectonic plate. To the west, in the sea, is the Nazca plate, which moves towards the South American plate. That creates some problems. Thanks to this movement, there is the Andes mountain range, which is not a problem, but also generates the existence of volcanoes. There are about 2,000 volcanoes in Chile. Of those, about 500 are active. Every so often a volcano erupts, and we must be attentive to alerts and evacuations. But that's not all. The movement of the Nazca plate also generates earthquakes, small earthquakes and big earthquakes. Since there are records, the stronger earthquakes in the world happened in Chile, in Valdivia, in 1960. It was 9.5 on the Richter scale and was so violent that it radically changed the geography of the place. All Chileans are somewhat accustomed to having the floor move. Any Chilean who becomes old can live through 4 or 5 significant earthquakes. I was in 2 strong earthquakes because I'm so young. These photos are of our apartment for the earthquake of 2010 on the 10th floor. Unforgettable. But earthquakes are not as dangerous as tsunamis. With all the movement generated by tectonic plates, water also moves, generating enormous waves, which can kill more people when hitting the coast than the earthquakes themselves. Moreover, an earthquake in Japan can cause a tsunami in Chile. But enough of tragedies. Let's close this video with more positive curiosities. Do not think we are just calamities. Change the music, please. In Chile, there are no snakes deadly to humans. Did you see that it's not so dangerous? The largest swimming pool in the world is in Chile. It is more than 1 kilometer long and 3 meters deep. It is in the central area and it is private. It is enormous. Another pool is already being built that will be even bigger, but for the moment it is the largest in the world. Go Chile! In Chile, Santa Claus have a different name. It is called the Viejito Pascuero, something like the Old Easter. I don't know why. Did you see the 1993 movie Alive about the plane that went down in the mountains? Well, that plane was going from Uruguay to Chile. Do you remember that? Some animals you may know in Chile, such as the vast condor and the funny penguins. The oldest mummies in the world are in Chile and are older than those in Egypt. I mean artificially mummified bodies. Naturally, there are older ones. Well, these were mummified about 7,000 years ago. Chile is one of the few places in the world to have a department in the Air Force to investigate the UFO phenomenon. It is called the CFA, or Center of Studies of Anomalous Aerial Phenomena. Sometimes I love Chile. In 1974, Genaro Gajardo inscribed the moon in this name. According to legend, he received a call from NASA asking for authorization for the Apollo mission to land on his territory. I'm curious to know it is true, but I love this story. Chile has the tallest building in South America, the Costanera Center, and it is similar in size to the Eiffel Tower in Paris. In Chile, firefighters are not paid. Yes, they work for free. And finally, there is an island in the south of Chile where instead of moving house, you can move your entire house to another place. It's in Chiloé. There is an old custom that your neighbors help you move your entire home to a new location, whether pushed by oxen or even across the sea. After moving house, a big party is organized to thank everyone who helped. The name of this activity is Minga, and it's done less and less, but it's a tradition kept alive with some sporadic transfers. Well folks, the time has come to say goodbye. Adios! If you like this content, subscribe to this channel and see you soon on Meet Your Latin American Neighbor.